Grand evening, everyone. It is Friday, August 7th, 2026, and we've had huge and historic developments today. More so today than there has been in months. This is one of the largest and most historic events that have happened in this entire war. We're going to get into that shortly here. As I always say on these, this is initially a live stream recording that is posted to my YouTube channel. One moment. Oh, that's working. Okay. It will be posted to here and my X page. See if I can fix the camera. Well, the camera is definitely not all that large. We're not focusing that much here today. That'll have to do for right now. So we have this news here from Bricks News. This is the largest news, the largest and one of the most historic bits of news in this entire war so far. Russian media reports that NATO was involved in direct strikes on Russia and have obtained documentary evidence. So, NATO has reportedly struck Russia. NATO has reportedly struck Russian territory directly and fully intentionally. We also have an explosive drone that was discovered at an airport in Germany that has actually been found to be linked with the Russian government. U.S. intelligence reports that, and also Bricks News as well. And then we'll talk about this again for a moment. This is more of a smokescreen. It's a very much so a distraction. It came out literally the same day as the news that NATO has directly struck Russia, though we've been talking about this the last 2 days or so. The CIA is allegedly hoarding alien technology and keeping it hidden from the public. That's from a UFO whistleblower, David Grush. And that's, as I was saying recently, I think I've even said that the last live stream. There's hidden aliens technology, mainly in secret military bases. So, hidden alien technology, reversed engineered, all of that is it's hidden mainly in secret military bases here in the U.S. and likely other parts of the world like Antarctica and the North Pole parts of it. There's a lot in the North Pole as well that's very hidden. There's a lot of GPS issues up there. There's an entire secret, a very secret area up there too. So this is all coming out now, thankfully. So far, the UFO disclosure has been it's been done right quite a bit so far. As for disclosing the actual information, the actual intelligence when it comes to UFOs and aliens, extraterrestrials, and some of the other species so far. So back to the war, World War III. It has now escalated even closer to the nuclear phase. A direct attack on Russian territory is it increases the likelihood for nuclear war by far. It's very concerning is what I was going to say. Very concerning the recent developments today. Those 2 bits of news I read there are some of the most concerning and historic bits of news yet. We also had a lot of aerial activity near western Poland and near the Baltic states like Lithuania. I think it was Lithuania specifically. We had sub-hunters there, the P-8 Poseidons, and other aircraft like rivet joints in that area. They've been doing some kind of flight patterns the entire day. Also, the EAMs, the emergency action messages, have also been much more active than they have been recently. The nuclear forces are on very high alert. We even had EAMs happen from aircraft, which is a rare occurrence. Let's see, what else? That's not to be minimized at all, the events that have happened on this day. Let's see. Oh, Saudi Arabia is set to be attacked by Iran and I think the Houthis. So Saudi Arabia made some kind of agreement, a defense agreement with Pakistan and Turkey, 2 of some of the most powerful militaries and countries overall in the Middle East, Turkey and Pakistan. So that's another huge development recently. Saudi Arabia fully preparing for further war by making allies with Pakistan and Turkey, becoming very much closer to them. So the nuclear threat is very high, as I've said. When more conventional direct fighting happens between NATO and Russia, shortly after that time is when it can go very nuclear very quickly. Russia is running low on conventional forces and oil overall. They're running out of a lot of oil. Their usable oil. And Ukraine keeps hitting those wild berries facilities. We talked about that last time and also recently before that. 2 wild berries facilities have been hit there in Russia. So conventional fighting with Russia may not last too long. It's very likely to go into at least a tactical nuclear phase very quickly. And hopefully it doesn't go into using strategic nuclear weapons. Those are the largest of the nuclear weapons. I think those are like 50 megatons and above, strategic nuclear weapons. Tactical nuclear weapons are usually measured in the kilotons. I think tactical nuclear weapons go up to about a megaton. Massive explosions, lots of radiation and fallout from a megaton nuclear weapon. So it's measured in like TNT tonnage. A megaton is 1,000 kilotons. So it's pretty hard to comprehend how large and massive of an explosion that results from a nuclear weapon, a modern nuclear weapon these days. Thankfully, tactical nuclear weapons are very precise, and they are more likely to use them as an airburst rather than a ground detonation. Direct ground detonations, things like that, would be on silos and bunkers and places like Cheyenne Mountain. They would have to use many nuclear weapons on Cheyenne Mountain directly onto it. They would have to use maybe a dozen or more to do real damage to that mountain and the military facility that is there, the Doomsday Bunker. That's one of the world's best doomsday bunkers and locations right there in Cheyenne Mountain, Colorado. So I really recommend everyone to find nearby potential fallout shelters or make one, or even get a bunker soon somewhere as soon as possible if you can. It's possible to make a bunker, to dig one out and put maybe a shipping container or more in there. It's very possible to make a bunker not in a very expensive way. Though it is still a bit of an expense buying and doing all of that. Though it's not going to be $1 million. There are other fallout shelters. There are a lot of fallout shelters that people can use, which is not a bunker, though it is what it is, a fallout shelter. So I really recommend people look into nearby potential fallout shelters. A fallout shelter that you and others can go to for maybe at least immediately after, and then you would retreat to another place very quickly nearby, an even better one, maybe like hopping from each one, fallout shelter to fallout shelter, until you get to the best one. That would be ideal if you're caught out somewhere. Though ideally, even better would be to be home at the time or really near a fallout shelter or bunker, and then just going right to it and having supplies set up either ready to grab and get it in there quickly, the fallout shelter, or have the supplies in the fallout shelter now already, the fallout shelter or the bunker, that is. And also, I recommend learning more about radiation and fallout, really studying that, how it works, and the different levels and types of radiation. Fallout is just fallout what it is. Most fallout will be gone by the end of 2 weeks after a nuclear detonation. So we are going to likely be fighting Russia directly soon. That comes before the nuclear weapons drop. Very likely. It could go nuclear right away. We don't know exactly if that will happen right away. It's more likely that it'll be conventional fighting for a time first, and then it goes nuclear. Though it is very likely at this time for a nuclear war to happen between NATO and Russia and its allies, such as China and North Korea. So things could and are very likely to go nuclear very quickly now, much sooner than later. So please keep on preparing for this war to continue to intensify, for the direct fighting more between NATO and Russia, and for the high, very high possibility of nuclear war within a year at this rate. It could happen. That's a realistic estimate now. So please keep on preparing for those things. Please keep on preparing with physical assets. Please keep on preparing physically, mentally, and spiritually, as I always say on these. I will be back soon with further news and personal analysis and recommendations, as always. And as I always say on these live streams, initially they are. For now, before I leave actually, I will be back likely Monday evening. I will come on before that if it is an absolute emergency, such as heavy direct fighting between NATO and Russia. Though I will likely be back sometime Monday night, either 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time or right around there or after. It'll more likely be that time or shortly after 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time on Monday, the latest. So, as I always say on these, keep on preparing physically, mentally, and spiritually. And love, light, and blessings to you all.